Hey.
It's awkward, to say the least.
Oh. Didn't know you were gonna be here.
What are you doing? Stop.
Whoa.
What are you doing?
What are you doing? Logan gave me the word.
Stop. What are you doing? We can't fire them. They don't work for us.
But it's my first day back. Can I get fired?
I don't think so. You don't even work here anymore.
Okay, that's good.
Hey, welcome back to Impulsive, the #1 podcast in the world. Coming off a big week. It is another big week. Kanye is running for president again. Spencer's back. George is fired. Woo. Everyone's getting fired. Yeah, the guys, the engineers running our soundboard are not our typical engineers.
Mm-hmm.
I fired Cast
Everyone.
Media. I fired them today.
Essentially, you fired
I parked my
everyone
truck in front of the gate, and Logan just came out and said, "You're fired."
You don't even work for the organization. How do you think my employment was terminated here? Fired. He goes on these firing rampages and just fires everyone. Because he's the Christopher Columbus of the Maverick organization.
Well, that's why all this is tricky, dude. Because the company that has done 220 podcasts of ours, they've made a slew of mistakes. Like I gave him strike one. I said, this is strike one. I gave him strike two. I said, this is strike two. And then I let like another two slide that they didn't know. Even, and I'll get into this on the Pokemon live stream, the audio was absolute garbage for the first 20-30 minutes, and we had to shave the first 5 because there was absolutely no audio. I had to do like sign language, sign language, sign. And so then what happened was I had to fire them because they didn't show up today because they don't work on Columbus Day. I said, who doesn't work on Columbus Day? Is it a government thing? Because last time I checked, Christopher Columbus, the racist, rapist, pillager who stole the lands of indigenous people, not to be a snowflake, but at what point is that fucked up?
I think it's just facts at this point.
Yeah, Columbus Day is a actual banking federal holiday.
Well, so Cast Media doesn't work for the
honestly,
bank.
like I said a few minutes ago, you are being very Columbus-esque in trying to deny Cast Media their federal holiday. Like honestly, like that's something Christopher would have done. And also, you woke left liberal leaning son of a bitch. How much land have you personally given back to the Native Americans if you're so
better question.
Christopher?
How much land have I taken from the indigenous peoples? My ancestors may have been assholes.
Well, in that case, you better make up for their fucking wrongs.
I can't. If I could
you
invent
give
a time
this
machine,
land back. You know what? I'm gonna go find someone to give this land to right now.
It's such a sticky situation because there were settlers and then there were immigrants, right? Like a lot of us came from immigrant families. Like I know my family came from Western Russia, moved here after the settlers, but I still think we all must take some form of responsibility for the damages done to indigenous peoples. That's just what I feel. I don't think it's like a snowflake thing.
We had,
maybe
not.
Maybe not.
I'm sure
maybe
you'll
it is
get
snowflake.
roasted. Maybe
I'm down.
in the comments.
I'm always down. Spencer's
First
down.
episode back. He's back.
I feel like
this feels crazy.
I feel like I'm on a spaceship right now. It just feels good.
Well, it's a weird day too. We ironically, as we sit here and talk about right versus left, meaning of Christopher Columbus banking holidays. Because Cass couldn't come in to run the show for us today, we literally have Ben Shapiro's podcast team running the boards right now. And I can just sense, I see a couple veins sticking out of their necks right now. They're like disrespecting the hero, Christopher. They're not saying that. They're doing a great job. But it's
awesome.
Crazy, a very charged day here at the Maverick House.
But it's good to have you back.
It's so good to be back.
You bring a nice balance to the podcast that you did for those of you who just discovered us. Spencer, 150 episodes straight from
Something
1 to
like
150, and then you temporarily moved back to Michigan to work on your dock, grow your beard super long, make that truck of yours. You got a new pickup truck.
Yeah. Pretty much all that's changed is my beard.
Okay,
that's pretty much it.
You do seem you seem like the same person.
Yeah, pretty much. I am dropping my dock trailer today.
Oh,
actually.
Oh,
when does this air?
Tomorrow.
Today?
Tomorrow.
So it will be live today. So the doc is finally coming out. I'm really stoked about
the
that.
education documentary that you've devoted 7 years of your life to.
7 years. It's ridiculous.
Well, it must be scary, so congrats on that.
Thank you.
I know what it means to put in that much heart into a project and finally show it to the world.
Yeah.
And Spencer, I got to be honest with you. We're all relying on you, brother. We're like the education system needs to be flipped upside down. I think that's where like the majority of the problems that we're facing in the world today can be remedied at the root. right?
And it's tough too, because when I start talking about education, I feel like a lot of people tune out. So that was one thing I was going to ask you. Like,
boring ass subject.
It's so boring. It's so boring. I've spent 7 years. It's boring as hell for me.
Yeah, this is tricky.
Like, do you guys have any tips for me to make it exciting?
You should take. I told you this. You should take a page out of The Social Dilemma.
Yeah.
Because they did a great job at explaining and elaborating on a subject that maybe not a lot of people really cared about. The stakes in that movie, and we've kind of hit on it in on this show. The stakes in that movie were so high. I think where they may have went wrong is trying to show, like when they were going through the little sketches or bits, or like they'd act out the scenes and go away from the testimonials, the talking heads of the social engineers at Google talking about how these platforms literally just mine all the data, know how long you spent on each post, can predict where you're going to be next type things, what your interests are, can sell you product based on that. They did a very good job of keeping you captivated. So similarly with education, there has to be a way where you can show the consequences of what a stagnant, never evolving system look like.
Right. Yeah, and it's one of those things where, like, probably until once you have kids, you're probably gonna be like, all right, wait, what was Spencer talking about with education? So I realized that part of this is a deeper purpose. Like, when people are ready to have that conversation, they'll check in.
Have you thought
I have
about
a beard hair in my mouth.
That
Does that happen to
happens.
you?
All the time.
Yeah.
It's my mustache hairs on the side. They leak into my mouth like that. Like, look, I can actually chew on them now.
Yeah, but you can, like, taste the wisdom when it goes in there, you know?
Bro, we were listening to Sadhguru yesterday. And I think he's actually coming on the podcast Thursday. I think he's our guest.
Which is mind-blowing.
Mind-blowing. He's a gangster, dude.
He's a legend.
Yeah.
I mean, to all of the followers watching this from India, I mean, it's the possibly largest public figure of India.
Really?
He's the guy.
Yeah.
Now he's the
One of the largest countries.
utmost authority on artificial turf, the Sadhguru. Is that right? Forgive me, anyone in India watch this. I mean no disrespect, and I'm not up to date. But what makes you a guru on Sad?
No, it's so that's his name, and he is a guru in many ways. He's a badass master of wisdom.
I am so sorry.
Yeah.
It's okay.
I apologize.
It's okay.
Fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe just study up a little bit.
Okay, no
But
problem.
I was gonna say his beard.
Oh.
That's the thing I noticed.
I
Like,
don't think he's ever shaved.
well, 'cause he's got to be drawing this power from somewhere. Is that how it works? Is that why oracles and disciples have these long? And they're always white.
Yeah.
How are they always white? Why are the beard? Do the beards turn white the more intelligence you garner?
It's
Like,
gotta
how
be.
does that work?
It's got to be. Yeah. I don't know. I don't think it's scientifically backed, but I'm sure there's wisdom in there.
Fact. So yeah, we might have him on the. We have to do it outside with him, because they're taking COVID very seriously and rightfully so.
I wish I could join for that. I mean, well, Georgia's fired, so I'll
You'll be
right?
on. We've had a lot of really good guests lately. Sadhguru, and obviously, a couple weeks ago we got to have Charlie Rocket back on, which was an incredible, incredible show for us, and just a lot of people took a lot of inspiration from that episode. Pretty much everything he said on that episode checks out.
This gets tricky.
It's so tricky.
I'm
dude.
trying to stay unbiased, bro, because he's a nice guy. But
He is.
I understand this.
No, he is. Honestly, if I saw Charlie in person, I'd hug him.
Oh my god, I thought that was gonna go.
Like, I don't
somewhere
like.
else. I'm so sorry.
No. I don't like to have animosity towards people. Like, he fucked up in that situation, didn't come clean about it. Where I had an issue is he stepped on a platform that I helped build with you guys and lied about me, and I was the one who helped get him here.
Right.
Yeah, it's
So it's
tricky.
just
That's
like,
tricky.
come on, man. Like,
See, I didn't
stay in check.
See, I didn't catch all of it. I probably tuned out or something, or had a moment, and I didn't feel like severe animosity coming off of him. Was he? But
I knew.
You knew?
I knew it because he had told me the situation about a year ago,
Yeah,
and
wow,
I was
yeah.
like, oh, that's interesting.
I remember,
I remember thinking before he came on the podcast, I go, I hope he doesn't try to bring that up, because like it probably won't go his way in the long term. And then you hit me up after, and you're like, yo, like, what did he say about? Because I'm like, I don't even want to.
Well, so there was like, just briefly, because it doesn't even matter, but there was, at this point, there was like $10,000 of repairs that he had promised me he was going to do on the bus, and he didn't do them, told me he did, and then I ended up finding out later he accidentally sent me an email with the repair shop that showed him telling the repair shop not to do it.
That's
because he was
tricky.
struggling, which is, at the end of the day, dude, if you're struggling with money, just tell me. Like, I'd be like, yo, let's figure it out. I'll cover it. No worries. But like, to mix it around. But at the end of the day, I feel for him. I think there's like, we're all dealing with shit personally that we don't like to be public about, and there's no shame in that. So I hope he feels okay and confident and comfortable to like just voice what he's dealing with.
Well,
that's totally okay.
And it's got to be hard for you to get into like any kind of spat with him because his whole platform is like being nice to people and everybody just knows he's the nicest person. And so if you like get into like a thing with him, it's
so he's accidentally sent you the email to the that was supposed to go to the repair shop, basically saying, "Hey, don't repair these."
Yeah. Saying don't do all these things.
Well, we've all been there.
I've been guilty of. No, I am the worst at this. I am the worst
sending
at this.
the screenshot of the text message
I see
to the
what you're
person that you screenshotted the text message. Happens to all of us. One of the
huge mistake.
You know that feeling when you go over to the top of the roller coaster and you start to gain speed going down? Instantaneous. Wow, I did it.
Yeah.
I did it. I sent her the text message that I meant to send to Mike. Fuck.
I had two big ones. The first time I did it was in high school because this is like a known error now. And I can't be the only one. I catch myself now because I've trained my brain to really look at who I'm sending the thing to every time I do it. But anytime I'm sleepy, I notice I'm at risk. Anytime I'm drunk, I notice I'm at risk. Impaired in any way, I'm not thinking about it. But the first time it happened was actually with Greg Paul.
GP.
Yeah, he was being a dick. Or in my eyes, I was in high school, right? He was being an asshole and he like wouldn't let me go to a friend's house or something. And then he finally dropped me off there. And so I texted like Mac or something. I was like, yeah, that fucking dickhead finally dropped me off there. Sent to dad though. Sent to dad. And he goes, "Who's the dickhead you're talking about?" I was like, "Dad, you were just being so mean. So sorry about all that."
How many lashings did you get for that?
6.
Yeah. That's probably deserved.
And then, bro, this is a bit sensitive, but I actually nearly destroyed a relationship with one of those as well. There's a situation a few years ago where a friend was basically looking to me for approval online, and you know how I am with feedback. I'm candid. George showed me his music. We've talked about this before. George showed me his music
Pots and pans.
5 years ago. I said, it's not bad, it's not great. In my opinion, I don't think this is your lane. Like, just candidly, whatever. Like, maybe, like, I can tell you're a funny guy and you got acting chops. Maybe reroute your energy into something that you're already inherently good at. Because music, I really do believe that you got to be born with something. I don't think you can just work hard enough to develop vocal cords that sound good. Right, that are acoustically pleasing.
Yeah.
I think musicians are born
agree.
with an innate talent, right? So that's all it was. So I've always been candid with my friends, and he asked me for approval on something, and this was like a pretty deep rooted relationship, and I sent a long text to Jeff saying like I don't think this dude has the it factor. Like I'm not really interested in signing him. There's like a slew of problems that I don't see him developing in. So I thought I sent it to my manager, Jeff. I sent it to him.
You hate to see it.
You hate to see it. Yeah. And in my mind, obviously I felt horrible, and we addressed it. But I do feel bad that to this day, through other people and through hearsay, I've learned that it still affects him. Something that was it was just another business conversation in passing to my manager, or so I thought, that really affected the way this person created and went about their life. So just like be careful.
And now you went and got rid of him off the podcast.
Fired, George.
Like, at what point have you done so much to him that he's not going to forgive you anymore? You know what I'm saying?
Well, that wasn't George. It wasn't George. That wasn't George I was talking about just now.
Sorry, I was thinking about Charlie Rocket's bus. Are we still talking about that?
Last note on that, Charlie, if you're watching this, I forgive you, dude. Like, I love you. I don't hold any animosity towards you.
Do you think he even gives a fuck, though?
Hopefully not. Hopefully not.
Do you think he's like, forgive me, I didn't do anything? Like,
probably. I think the delusional. Here's my thing with delusional optimism. I think it's like a dangerous road to go down, because sometimes it just turns into denial, like presumptuous denial. Yeah. And so I think that there's a fine line. Like, be eternally optimistic, but then also, it's okay to acknowledge if you're dealing with some shit, right? If you're having a bad day, like suppressing it and just being like, no, everything's good.
Yeah,
that's not healthy. That's like suppression. So I think it's just a fine line,
That's
just my note on that.
Totally.
Speaking of verbal shellings, I've been under one yet again. As me and Logan last week went down south to try Whataburger We went to Phoenix, Arizona to give Whataburger a shot because I wanted to finalize my standings on the moderate speed burger battle of 2020, or what we're calling now fast casual burger battle of 2020. Only to find out that, I mean, how do I say this?
I won't bend on this. Whataburger is they're one of the worst moderate speed burger chains I've ever had in my life. I couldn't swallow the chicken tender. Some kid texted me today. He's like, "Bro, I got a bone to pick with you. Those Whata tenders are the best in the world."
So, and we had heard that, but let's stay grounded in simply the ground beef here, okay? And stick with the burger, okay? Dave Portnoy was on the show last week.
I love Dave.
Great episode.
Yeah, he's
Everybody
awesome.
loved that episode. He went as far as saying that he did not believe that Whataburger should be classified as a moderate speed establishment, that it's more like a fast food.
It was the fastest food I've ever received in my life. It was
if we miss
90 seconds, they had us our cardboard burgers
like this.
Is
Snap
this
your
native
finger.
to
The South? The South. It's from Texas. Okay, so here's
Texas,
some of the issues. One is this misclassification. Potentially, I may have misclassified it as a moderate speed when it's actually a fast food restaurant. Heard from a bunch of people that we should have gone to Texas to try it. We went to the wrong state. It is a Texas-started establishment. And even the bigger piece of feedback that we should have gotten the patty melt, which is a specialty item.
Okay.
So a couple things we may have done wrong, but I say to those people this. If you want your establishment to play with the big boys in the moderate speed field, I should be able to go to any Whataburger and definitely should be able to get their main offering, which is the Whataburger, and be turned on and pleased by that offering. I have never gone to Shake Shack. I have never gone to Five Guys and gotten a subpar burger. It doesn't matter if I go in Anchorage, Alaska, or in Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
Yeah.
Okay. I make sure
I will
on
say
that one.
sometimes I vouch for Five Guys. They're my number one.
Yep.
Sometimes certain Five Guys, the cheese won't be all the way melted. It'll be.
Does that upset you?
It doesn't upset me. I love Five Guys.
Right.
Like, they've captured my heart forever.
Right.
And I'll forever put them at the top. But Whataburger, I even said in the video, I have never heard of this chain. And like, forgive me, those of you who live in the South and know and love. this meal. Yeah, they love it. And it's. I now see how I could be affecting who they are. It's a part of them. It's a part of their culture. But my argument would be, I don't know if they really know better. Do they know that the grass is greener on the other side?
It's their in and out. And so to people in LA, in and out is everything, right? It's everything. And so I don't know if there's no Five Guys down there. I don't know if there's no Shake Shacks down there.
Bro, we arrived late at night. And
you're pulling a Mike Pence right now.
Yeah, you have a Mike Pence flying
Can we
in your
just
head
get
right
a
now.
zoom in quick, really? Oh! Please tell me you got it.
No.
Zoom in on the hand.
Oh, he got a piece of hair.
I got my hair. I pulled my hair out.
Oh, the kid's never been good with the right. You should have thrown the left.
But yo, we got there late and there's nothing to eat, Mike. Do you remember this? There was nothing to eat.
Yep.
Me and Milton going on a late night jog, running around the city. I'm like, Mike, you got to get me food, bro. If I don't eat, I'm in camp. I'm gonna die.
Yep.
It's not like, yo, I'm famished. It's like, I'm gonna die, dude. My muscles start consuming themselves.
It was a desert.
It's very bad. It's a food desert.
Yeah.
Even where we were, which I couldn't believe that
Right.
this massive city was a food desert.
Yeah.
Bro, he ordered food at 2 a.m. I go to his room to get the food, and this dude's like, I'm like, what are you doing?
This is the night before. Go. Not Whataburger. Whataburger didn't make me puke. It didn't make me puke. This was the night before. Different meal.
Damn near. But I go to his room and he hands me his food. He's like, ugh. And Lana's like, baby, you okay? I'm like, what's wrong, Mike? He's like, dude, I just ate so much food. You know when you eat too much food and you throw up? I said, no.
I have a problem, I think, bro.
No.
Once they took alcohol out of my diet and, rampant promiscuous sexual intercourse, I just started overeating, bro. It's not healthy, dude. And I
just
don't
went from
puke
one to the
very
next,
often,
huh?
but I ate too much. Another thing they have down south is this queso. They do quesos. The Mexican restaurants there they do queso, like queso cheese with peppers in it and stuff. For whatever reason, I couldn't stop eating it. And I ate until I projectile vomited and all of the queso cheese. I know I never claimed to be a normal person, guys.
No,
I
but
never
it-
came on the
no.
show and said, "Yo, follow this dude." I'm a fucking lunatic, bro.
Yeah, you're not.
But it
Love
affected affected me, Mike. I left the room with the food in my hand, just confused mainly. And he's like, I'm down the hall. He's like, hey, sorry about the whole throwing up thing and all. And I said, it's fine as long as it's not in the food. But it's definitely interesting how cuisine differs depending on your location. Like we're blessed in LA, right?
Yeah,
we
yeah.
can have that organic, healthy diet. And
I was just gonna say, like, this whole conversation, I'm just like vegan.
Well, yeah, 'cause you
my
don't eat
vegan mind is
right.
just like churning right now.
well, what do you do when you go?
Well,
to-
so there's a fast food restaurant. I would love to take you guys sometime. It's called Plant Power in San Diego. It's like the only vegan drive-through that I've ever come across. It's incredible.
Okay, but what if
Be-
you're in
far
Phoenix,
better
Arizona, and you're
yeah,
not in San
no,
Diego?
You're shit out of luck.
No, really. What do? You go to 7-Eleven and get
You go to Whataburger.
For
You go to
something
Whataburger.
vegan, you're saying?
No, past 11 p.m.
There's
what
like,
do
there's
you do?
nothing, dude. There's nothing. We're not there yet.
Whataburger. Contrary
have
to this conversation, similarly to BK, I think Whataburger has an Impossible Burger. That is
Carl's
one
Jr.
that
does too.
They're rolling them out, and we always
Yeah,
talked about
it's
this day,
happening.
Spencer.
It
You were on
is. It is
you were on the
happening.
A side of this conversation. You
Yep.
always said this day was going to come, and now you continue to see these fast food joints roll it out. I want to
Yep.
just put a pin in the end of this. Put this end of this statement out. To anyone I've offended, I will try again. I will go to San Antonio or something like that. I'll get the patty melt.
I think,
but
honestly,
Nate
if you-
Shot echoed my tweet. He said, you're absolutely right. I think a lot of other people feel the same way. And, we'll go back. We'll try it again.
Yeah, also to the people that you've offended, like maybe just don't care. Like I mean, stay
Well,
true
I mean,
in your lane.
if
If they need to improve Whataburger for you to be pleased with it, then let it happen.
It's also fascinating how you know how you forget the past. Like there were a time like he managed to get that food that made him throw up via Postmates at 2 a.m. Right, but there was a time when Postmates wasn't around.
Crazy.
I don't remember how I would have gotten food at 2 a.m. especially now during COVID and the shutdown, so the restaurants are closing extra early. I don't know how I would have done it, and I think about this a lot. How before Uber. If I was just living in Ohio and I wanted to go to a friend's house with no car, how did I get to their house? Was it taxi services? There's so many things that technology, because of the comfort and convenience of life that we're living in now, we really do take it for granted, and we forget. Like here's one, Sadhguru example. He was talking about how he was traveling America on his motorcycle.
Right.
And I was thinking, okay, he probably puts a GPS on his phone, puts it right where he can see it. Before the phone, when he was still riding his motorcycle around India or wherever he was, how did he navigate on a motorcycle?
Oh, it's so crazy.
Seriously,
Yeah, of
does he
course.
take out a map while he's driving and say, okay, I got to get off the 101, take a left on
He
like...
stops.
I think
Ventura-
I think their minds were like more sharper when it came to looking at a map,
Yeah.
and then you kind of knew like your bearings. Like today, if you just like plucked a millennial out and put him in the desert, including myself, and said face north right now, I'd be like,
Bro, do you know how many times I've known that I'm supposed to take the turn onto the 405? And instead of simply turning onto the 405, I'm driving while looking at my phone, which doesn't catch up in time. So I
Right.
drive past the 405 because my little dot, because I'm not a human driving a car anymore. I am simply a little dot on a screen.
For sure.
That's it. I don't
Yeah.
exist.
You're
My
a piece
car
of
doesn't
data.
exist. I am a 1 and a 0 multiple times over, an algorithm. That's all we are now. That's all we are now. There's no more you know how you used to get places, you would go for rides with your parents. Now your parents are little blue bubbles that appear in a text message. You don't even know what they look like. I
have no idea.
They're just little bubbles. Except for in your case, because GP FaceTimes you 12 times a day, which shout out GP.
Yeah.
But yo, it's a major question. How did you get food at 2 a.m.?
I don't know.
Ready for this? You fucking didn't. You went to sleep.
Right.
You didn't eat
No,
fast
no.
food at 2 a.m., which is why we are about to be the people from Wall-E with no bones.
I think-
it always goes back to that.
We did see back in the day though. You would scour the snack cabinet in the fridge for whatever. Like if there was a Kraft single and like some mayo or something.
Bro.
That's a that's fire. That'll do.
Who does this? Ready? You open the fridge. You look up, you look down. Nothing. You open the freezer. You look up, you look down. Nothing. Pantry definitely got something good. Go in the pantry. You look up, you look down. Nothing. Back to the fridge.
Just in the
Dog,
hopes.
I've done this for 30 to 40 minutes straight at a time before because I hit I'm 20 minutes in and I go, I know something's gonna happen. I gotta get creative.
Something's in there,
bro. I would spend so much time just hoping I can conjure some sort of food in my fridge.
Something's always there, though.
Eventually, you
somehow.
find the jelly in the back, and you look up in the bread cabinet, and there's one piece of bread. It's always the end. It's always the end.
You scrape off like a little bit of
By
something,
the way,
something
the jelly
mysterious.
and you cry while you eat this because you got no toaster for some reason.
By the way, none of that stuff was there the first time you looked.
No.
Just keep in mind, none of it was
there.
there. The jelly wasn't there. The bread wasn't there. It was only there on the 12th time. Like almost like Sadhguru was like, you know what? Give these motherfuckers something, bro, because they have nothing at all. Can we talk about Kanye West?
No, I don't want to.
We have to talk about this.
He doesn't want to. dude.
I'm so sorry.
What is he doing? He needs
He
help.
put out
What?
a new video
See,
today.
I support all of this from
great.
Kanye. I'm a huge Kanye fan.
Well, let's talk about it. He put out a new video today. I'd like to pull it up, and I don't know.
America. What is America's destiny?
I am so sorry.
What
gotta
is
slide
best
it
for our
Here,
nation?
let me help
our
us.
people. What is
If you could just play the.
If you could,
Mike, just play the fucking video.
why does he have the laptop now?
gave
What
it
happened?
to
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Did Logan
I wanted
fire
to pull it
himself?
widescreen. I wanted to
true
pull it,
justice?
widescreen.
We have to think about all
go.
There we go.
Oh,
I didn't
these
do that one.
things together as a people. To contemplate our future, to live up to our dream, we must have vision. We as a people will revive our nation's commitment to faith, to what our Constitution calls the free exercise of religion.
Who put him against that green screen?
Who is he looking at? Who is he looking at? He doesn't lose.
Including,
He's
of
looking at
course,
America.
Prayer. Through
What do
prayer,
you think he's looking at?
faith can be restored. We as a people are called to a greater purpose than ourselves. We are not
that
only
the
a
Death
beacon
Star?
to the world, but we should be servants to each other, to encourage each other, to help each other, to lift up each other, our fellow Americans, that we may all prosper together. We have to act on faith with the sure knowledge that we are pursuing the right goals and doing the right things. We will build a stronger country by building stronger families. Families are the building blocks of society, of a nation. By turning to faith, we will be the kind of nation, the kind of people God intends us to be.
I am Kanye West, and I approve this message.
No.
I think it's phenomenal.
Not like this. Great idea. Subpar execution.
Okay,
Stop.
I
That was
like
what-
the message. I like the message. Right? Someone's
I mean,
spreading
that message
positivity.
is single-handedly way more better.
Yeah,
it's way better than
100%.
anything Biden and Trump have put out.
This is an intro
In
for
terms
a
of-
movie about a utopia. Stop. Listen, I love it. I love the positivity. Don't get me wrong. And by the way, huge fan of my dark, beautiful, twisted fantasy. Great album. And
All
love
of
the
it.
shoes. You know
Every
I wear
one of his
Yeezys
albums.
everywhere I
Yeah.
go. But just him against the black and white flag with videos of the river running through the Grand Canyon,
Nature, dude.
straight cut to a woman sponging out a towel in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And just him just staring off.
So is the issue here the B-roll?
The B-roll confused me, and also I didn't believe him. You can see him reading a teleprompter. You see his eyes going from left to right.
Right.
Like,
But he could have prepared that. I mean, most Trump.
no,
and
he
Biden's
could have
messages
prepared. Do you see what I'm saying?
Listen, guys.
if you're gonna deliver a message
I
with
see what
that kind of impact, like memorize. It's a minute and a half. You know?
At the end of the day, this is an
Oh my
advertisement for
God!
merch. This is a merch advertisement.
genius.
But here's the thing. I'm gonna go
Genius.
after this podcast. I'm gonna buy every single one of those.
I take back everything I said. He's not trying to be president. He's trying to spread a good message and make money. He won.
Okay.
He won.
So hold on.
But-
So I want to intro a couple questions here. He also put out a tweet today that he wants to go on Rogan. Rogan's, I would assume, is 100% going to take that interview.
He
It's
was
gonna
down
be one
before.
of the,
Right.
Yeah.
He was on Rogan before.
No,
right?
no, he was
wasn't.
down
That's
for the interview
okay,
before, yeah.
perfect. So he wants to go on Rogan. There's been a lot of questions about who a vote for Kanye is really a vote
course.
for. Because
Right.
okay, let's say this again. We said it on the Mac episode. Mac caught a bunch of heat for being a Kanye for president supporter. Let's be 100% clear here. I will not mince words. Kanye West has absolutely no chance of being the president of this country. In 2020 especially. I don't even know if he's qualified to run in every state. I don't know what the fuck is going on here. Let's not mince words. Kanye West will not be the president of this country come 2021. That's not going to happen.
Yeah.
We all know that. We're all aligned. Any disagreement?
No, that seems like a fact, just like the fact the sky is blue type fact.
Okay.
Hail Marys exist.
They do, but they rarely hit their targets. They usually get intercepted, and that's what I'm bringing up right now. Okay, okay.
This one's getting picked off.
Who is a vote for Kanye a vote for? Now a lot of people have said that a vote for Kanye is a vote for Trump because I guess historically the African American vote, who people I guess would say is the Kanye vote, is usually a Democratic vote, a vote for a Democratic candidate, right? But strangely here, Kanye created a very visible and open relationship with Trump in the past couple years, which if you know about that relationship, does that then push people who may have liked Trump's ideas and say, well, Kanye makes better shoes and better albums and doesn't, do the things I don't like and doesn't tweet crazy. Oh, he does tweet crazy shit.
Yeah.
But, doesn't do some of these things. Maybe I'll vote for Kanye. So who is it hurting? Who is this campaign hurting?
Well, I always come back to, and Logan, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this because of what Sadhguru was saying yesterday with the very idea of a democracy is that we get to exercise our right to vote.
Right.
And so that no matter if we make a mistake with our vote, no matter who we vote for, it's really individually whoever we think is the person that is going to do it best. And in America, we all get that right? So when everybody says go vote, go vote, go vote, I love that message because we are so blessed to be able to vote for someone to lead our country every 4 years, right? That we don't have a dictator and then their son gets elected and then their son gets elected. Yeah. So it's tough for me to condemn somebody because of who they're voting for.
At least
because
they're,
it's so deep.
At least they're voting. You're saying?
Yeah, I at least vote, right?
It's you're right because
it's better than nothing.
It's tricky. So voting, when I was 18, 19, 20, wasn't. I don't know. I didn't have the urge to go vote, and I would hear from my peers and my elders, people who were smarter than me, that this is what makes your democracy, fella.
Right.
You got to go out there and exercise your vote. And until I came into my adulthood, I didn't realize that's so true. We are the people, obviously, who shape our country. But I didn't seem to care until I became an adult, and I see it now starting to affect me. I was talking to a TikTok star, and I was like, "Yo, Biden or Trump?" He goes, "What do you mean?" I go, "Are you voting for Biden or Trump?" He goes, "Oh man, don't hate me, but I'm not going to vote." I said, "Yo, youngster, you got to get your ass out there and vote. You and all your friends and all your followers who are of age need to get their ass out there and go exercise your right to vote, because I do think it's it is the foundation of this country."
For sure.
And a lot of young people, because there's a lot of them, don't think it's sexy enough or significant enough to go to the voting booth.
But don't simply stroll into the voting booth. I think the bigger message that needs to be spoken more is go educate yourself and then vote. Mm-hmm. Go educate yourself. Now,
which is so hard to do.
It's hard to do in this climate. Because
yeah.
there is so much bullshit. There is so much bullshit. But really,
pandering.
There are everything: lobbying, pandering, social media pundits. At what point? But what they really need to do is you need to find a way to go look at what the candidates are actually running on. What is the actual platform? What are their real beliefs and ideologies, and what bills are they trying to pass? People need to educate themselves, and it brings me to a greater question: at what point are some of these things more of a mockery to the process? Okay, there was a massive vote in for Harambe in 2016. Harambe's dead, man, and also he's a gorilla.
Yeah.
He's not a human. He's not a human.
Right.
How do you vote for a deceased gorilla? And people are like, well, at least they went out there and voted, man. No, you fucking moron. They went out and voted for a dead zoo animal. That's not fucking right, bro.
Yeah, right.
What do you? It's like saying like, oh, the kid's got to eat, and the kid eats the telephone, and the parents are like, well, at least he's eating. No, you fucking dumbass. What are you doing? Educate yourself on the candidates, bro. Don't go vote Kanye because you know he makes dope shoes. We already went through this on this show. We're not going to do this again. But fuck, bro. Educate yourselves and vote accordingly.
Yeah.
What?
I think that's a great message.
Great.
Thank you for that, Mike.
A suspect in Hillsborough.
This one's tricky.
Okay.
All right.
Do you want me to line it up?
Approach with
Carefully.
caution.
Gotcha. You know I always approach
Go
with
ahead.
caution.
Go ahead.
A suspect, because he hasn't been convicted of the crime, although video is generally relatively great in convictions. In Hillsborough County, I don't know where this is, stabbed a police deputy in the neck during a stop and a pursuit.
Can I point something out?
Yes.
Does anyone notice anything about that young man in the video that I'm seeing?
Yes.
I'm not the only one seeing this.
So the reason I bring it up is he's actually wearing your merch, man.
Oh.
He's wearing a Maverick hoodie, and I think the cop gets a little bit closer. Let me. Yeah, that appears to be your once again also deceased bird, Maverick the parrot.
Well, and deceased merch. We don't make that anymore. We made that 4 years ago.
Right.
Well,
right.
This irks me in every way. Obviously. And this gets
I don't know what I can
pretty
actually
violent.
show on this podcast. Okay, so he's about to make this arrest here. I'm gonna zoom past this. Should we skip the stab and go with the tase?
Yeah.
Okay, so he tries to arrest this kid. This kid actually pulls a knife out and stabs the deputy in the neck.
Hey! You stabbed me! You got a knife! Hey! Stop! Stop!
Pause it real quick.
Yeah.
Pause it real quick. So the cop is in pursuit of the kid who just stabbed him in the neck right now. Gun drawn.
Firearm. Yep.
Play. I think he even says like I'm.
Stop! Stop right now! I have a good point. Stop right now!
Pause it. So now you have to make a decision. You're this cop.
Yep.
The kid just stabbed you in the neck.
Yep.
Lethal force.
Yep.
He's running away.
He's armed. He's a threat. He's definitely a threat.
You're in the middle of the woods.
Yep. In this scenario, this police officer would have been justified in taking his life.
For sure.
He had already been stabbed. This kid is obviously a threat.
Yeah, and I think the argument that I see here is, if this man was, African American or not white, would they have shot him dead?
God knows. Depends
God
on,
knows,
depends
right?
on the
Yeah,
officer.
I'm not gonna be the one to judge
turns
him.
out this is a fantastic
Stop!
officer.
Nick!
Takes out his taser.
I'm sorry to say this, but I love those taser face dives. Like when somebody fucks with the cop and they bro, you stabbed a cop. Like
Debilitates you.
I'm excited to see you face dive.
Yeah,
from I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
sorry,
yeah.
dude. But there's so many things to talk about in this video, and Spencer, you brought up one of them, and obviously the Maverick merch is just another, just probably one of the worst brand plays I've seen to date.
It's really bad. That's a counterfeit merch, by the way. It's not the real one.
Right.
The kid got it from some store.
Zoomies or some shit.
Yeah.
Okay. Applaud. You got to applaud this officer.
Have to.
In that moment when he had the ability and rightful ability, and I don't know what state this is or what the law is, so I don't want to speak out of turn. Maybe he didn't have the ability to shoot, but switching from his firearm to his taser when he realized that this kid was a threat, but had a close threat. A knife, which if at moderate range you could take care of it without killing this
I
kid.
think
And
if the kid came at the officer, there's no question he would not be alive.
No
right now.
question. He's
No
already
question.
right. So, but as we watch this video and we talked to a couple people about it, it brought up not only the officer's conduct, which was incredible, but also just the mental illness issue that we have in this country. And I think this kid is obviously mentally ill and disturbed, and while it would have been justified, it's also very sad to continue to see these interactions between police and mentally ill people that end badly, because clearly this kid needs help.
And it's a shame that it wasn't identified or taken care of before he reached a point of no return, right? Like, I don't know what we need to do, and maybe this is something you might have answers to, Spencer, in addressing those who suffer from mental illness. Like, I would presume there's some sort of deep-rooted mental illness here. The kid's 21. He's been arrested before for previous violent offenses. We found out, and it is a shame that there's not a system in place where something like this doesn't happen anymore, right? Because he's lucky to still be alive today. I don't think anyone if the cop shot him, would have been like, well, shame. I mean, maybe there would have been some backlash, but you stabbed a cop in the fucking neck.
Right. Well, I think it is in our backyard as well. When we look at the homeless situation in LA, which is like a huge cause for so many people leaving, I'm sure
Ben Shapiro's team.
I know he's voiced that. So
it's definitely a factor.
I mean, I live in Venice now, and it's horrible. I've lived in Venice, Santa Monica for 4 years. It is horrible, and so many of them deal with mental health issues. So it's strange that our legislation here in California, they're passing laws that make it legal for them to just live on the side of the street.
It's just
Anywhere.
It's just a really tricky topic because
no.
because I was gonna finish this before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hey.
It's awkward to say the least.
Oh, didn't know you were gonna be here.
What are you doing? Stop.
Whoa.
What are you doing?
What are you doing? Logan gave me the
Stop.
word.
What are you doing? Stop. Hold on.
Is this happening right now?
What are you doing?
What do you mean, what am I doing? What are you guys doing?
We're running the podcast.
We're on the podcast. You're going to bring a guy who's bare feet to the podcast?
He's barefoot? I didn't know.
Show him your feet.
I can't see from
Show him your feet.
You were fired.
I'm fired.
No, hold on.
Didn't you go to the jungle? Why is he here?
We lied. We didn't fire him.
Why are you not in the jungle?
We didn't fire him. He just showed up late.
You didn't fucking fire
You're supposed to be in Hawaii. Why are you not?
No, he went to Michigan after that.
You went to Michigan after Hawaii?
He's from Michigan.
Oh, okay. My condolences.
Wait.
Oh, you just took on the whole Michigan, the whole state of Michigan.
Collateral damage.
Hold on. No, pull up
a chair,
Spence.
Spence. George, we asked you repeatedly to cut your hair.
Sit on my lap.
I'm sorry.
Sit on my lap.
No, there's no
easy.
beef here. Old host meets new host.
You're just like a puppet, except for my hands up you. It's more. Never mind.
All right. Spence.
I'm excited.
George, do you want to sit?
No.
That's your seat.
That's your seat. I'll just...
Where are you going?
That seems a little.
Here,
that
Ooh,
really got
I
a
know.
good bend in
No,
it
it's
that
getting
time.
real bendy. It's all good. Yeah, pull up that microphone. We'll just continue where we left off. I mean, I'd like to switch topics, right?
Of course.
Yeah, it was getting a little heavy.
Yeah, it's heavy stuff. And now George's here. Let's do something more fun.
Hello. Oh, sick. This one works.
It's good, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Fantastic.
Guys, October's upon us.
Oh, boy.
That means spooky season has returned.
What's up with this chair?
That's the one we
you
give the
actually-
guests. It has no back.
Mike, since you're 6'9", can I have your chair and you have this one?
Don't you dare bring up 6'9" around me. You know how badly that went for me the last time. By the way, that's a great fuck. All right, anyways. October has returned. That means spooky season is upon us.
I know.
I feel like today might be a great day to talk about some of our favorite scary flicks. Everyone likes scary flicks. They like a good,
Not me.
No?
Nope.
They're more into thrillers.
I've never been a fan.
Oh yeah, because you have that movie that.
That's all I got right now.
It's
underneath my
fine.
belt.
It's fine. We're proud of you.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I hate scary
You do.
movies.
You're scared of them.
They're
That's
terrifying.
Can't watch
I
it.
know.
He cannot watch it. We would literally, when he was single, when we were single, we would just try to invite girls over, get cuddly with them, and dead cold faced. No.
I can't because
can't either.
I'm clinging on
Insane.
the girl and I'm like gripping too hard because I'm terrified. It's you know what ones get me? The paranormal. I can do gore. I can do thriller. I can do suspense. When we get to paranormal, when I'm talking about ghosts, things that I can't see, that are fucking with me and my mental, I'm out.
We went and saw Quiet Place. Is that what it was called?
Fantastic.
What a great movie. And by the way, the advertisement for Quiet Place 2
Fire.
has been up at LAX for 18 months now. It says
It's
it's
never
coming
coming
out
out.
in March in 2019.
Is that a good thing or bad thing? Because honestly, at this point, it's just a great promotion.
That's a good point. That ad
They paid that one time and they just stuck it up there because nobody else
left
wants to
there.
buy it.
But great film. Great film. The reason I bring this up, by the way, is I'm currently watching American Horror Story. I know everyone watching this has already seen it. Y'all have probably already seen it,
Sure.
but I'm watching the one about the murder house.
Yeah.
Great show.
Yeah.
Great show.
Trying
Fantastic
to get the
programming.
director of those seasons on this podcast.
That would be incredible.
Yeah.
Gritty, grimy. I mean, the thought process that went into that show is like you got to be a pretty fucked up individual to.
So I met the person who wrote all the Final Destinations.
Once again,
And I'm looking at this guy and I'm like, I'm trying to gauge whether or not he's like a fucking sicko. Because, man, there's some fucked up shit that happens in Final Destination.
Oh, yeah.
there have been very.
He was like, I don't know. I've never met Stephen King, right? But he was like, this was like a normal dude. He was a normal, like, nice human being.
Wasn't he like coked up while he was writing his novels, or was that somebody else?
Oh.
That's every other person.
Everyone else.
If
You
you're
gotta-
not
you
on
gotta-
drugs,
something's
you're
gotta
not gonna do well. Like everybody, like Star Wars. You think he was sober writing Star Wars?
Oh, no,
Okay,
no.
then his sister Leia. Yeah, all of a sudden, sister, middle of the movie. Okay, they have lasers out of their beam. They're lasers, and at no point do they bring it out unless they have to. They need it. That's it.
I saw something crazy from Joaquin Phoenix when he was preparing for the Joker.
Oh my God.
To mentally get on that level. You guys have seen that,
Yeah, of
right?
course.
Yeah.
I
it's
didn't
cra-
watch it.
Oh,
I mean, I watched the movie. I didn't see him prepare for it.
Okay, yeah. It's arguably one of the best movies ever.
Incredible.
He, to prepare for that, watched animals being slaughtered.
Really?
Just like endless rolls of animals being slaughtered to get on the vibration of like actually being able to pull off
I
that roll.
love-
So people are they have to do something to get onto that level.
Yeah.
Moving on to more dark things because I feel like we're on that
Whoa,
wave.
whoa,
We're
are
on
you
that
going
wave.
off the movies?
Nope, same exact
Oh, great.
movie.
Okay.
This might get cut, but it's really sad that I had to walk out of that theater because I was so scared somebody was going to shoot up the theater while watching it. It was right when the movie came out. There were so many
Yeah,
cops.
there was a ton of.
I couldn't even focus on the movie that I was like, yo, if somebody's going to shoot up this is the place to do it.
We were gonna go together, and you didn't come for that reason.
And then I tried to do it because
Yeah.
everybody kept making fun of me.
Yep.
They're like, dude, you're paranoid. And then I sat there and I could not remember anything that was going on because I just kept, dude, somebody went up to go get popcorn and they got up and I dead ass go, where are you going? And the guy's like, I'm going to get popcorn. I was like, all right.
Should we tell that one story?
Oh my God!
Do you know that one story?
Was it what movie? Was it during A Quiet Place?
It was during one of those like thriller, intense, insanity based
Do
movies.
you wanna run it?
I'll go ahead and do this.
Go ahead.
Because I want to get back to the horror movies.
Yeah.
Everyone loves
Yep.
a good horror movie
Yep.
recommendation. But
Did you look me in the eyes when you tell me this story?
No, because there's more than one of you on the podcast, and I like to.
Well, and there's an audience as well. I'd assume you'd like to address them as well.
So check it out. We're in this movie theater, and after that one shooting from I believe it was Batman in Colorado.
Aurora.
Everyone's been terrified of theater shootings, obviously, and so for these high stakes thriller, insane based movies, I'm always on edge. And
Yeah,
we
of
went to
course.
see one, and we brought our whole group. Me and Mike were in the front
row.
and we see a group of like
No,
three.
we heard it first.
Yeah, so 3 to 4 people all at the same time are like taking these fucking things out from under them and like screwing, and you hear
No, you're
No.
joking.
Bro,
I go
Scary.
I go does anyone hear that? And I turn around, and sure enough, like I'm talking like sticks this big, and like they're putting them together. I go, yo, this isn't. I go, Mike, I don't fuck with this shit. I am the guy who leaves before the bad thing happens.
Absolutely.
Because I'm not like afraid of looking dumb or. I'm leaving,
Right.
and so Mike and I sprint out, and we go to the
Usher.
employer, and we're our employee, and we're it's like someone's like
Theater
assembling
7.
something. Like quick, it looks like a rifle. Like I don't know how to tell you this, whatever. He goes, like how high up? I was like, I don't know, like 5-7 rows. They're like, that's our deaf section.
like our hearing impaired section, they set up these screens so that they can actually get subtitles within the movie.
Oh.
So, okay, so you tell. Okay, so we're safe.
I think
Yeah,
it's better
yeah.
to play it safe though
you
in that
think?
situation.
You think,
But
bro?
also, I felt like a fucking dickhead, dude. They're just trying to watch a movie, and here I am thinking they're gonna shoot everyone.
Would you have felt like more of a dickhead if they did shoot everyone
Yes.
and you
Would you-
didn't do
yes.
anything about
Would
it,
you
and
feel-
then you were dead, so
Yes.
you can't say anything?
Yeah, would you feel more of a dickhead? You're like, yo, what are you doing? And they don't respond to you. They're like, yo, what are you doing? And they're just not responding
Oh
to you.
my God, bro.
Just imagine how scary that shit was because they're looking down and they can't hear you.
Bro, it was horrifying.
It's a sticky situation.
Speaking of scary movies, you brought up Final Destination. That's a movie that changed. How many movies have changed the way people think about driving on the highways? Every time you get behind a truck that's got logs on it. Whoa! A
Yeah,
movie
I
that
won't
do
changed
it.
the way you drove. That's crazy. So that's the kind of impact that some of these fucking movies have.
Yeah, if I see a truck with rebar, I'm like, in the other lane, dude. Screw that.
rebar or pallets.
Yeah.
No pallets for me. No logs for me. I don't really fuck with semis. When I'm sandwiched between two semis,
Yeah.
I will press my brakes.
Yeah.
Y'all can go ahead. I watched a couple recently. It Follows was an independent film.
Didn't watch it.
You should watch it. It's an independent film that starts slow. A lot of films start slow, but we had the patience to sit through it, and it ended up being a pretty riveting film. It Follows, Gerald's Game.
I watched.
Was another interesting
The
one.
Hills Have Eyes is a gruesome favorite of mine. That's absolutely disgusting. It's about a family that ends up in a nuclear testing site, I think somewhere in like Utah or something, and they run into this family of people that have been affected by nuclear fallout. Absolutely disgusting film. I also love the Hostel series. Hostel, another gruesome horror movie about these guys that go to Eastern Europe, and they get brought into they think they're going to this hostel, but it's really a place where very wealthy or rich people can come and kill people, and so they get sold into this system. Another disgusting movie that I love. But it's that time of year. It's that time of year, guys.
Yeah. I'm not so into Halloween.
Do you like dressing up?
No, I'm 25, man.
Yeah, I can't.
Why would I?
I'm saying for parties and
I don't
stuff.
think you can ever be too old.
Yeah,
to dress
what's
up.
that supposed to
I'm a
mean?
25-year-old man.
Hey, I just said the whole
I always
last
just put a bow
episode.
tie on and I say I'm like a stripper
Why
or some
would
shit
I?
like
I'm
that.
20. I dress up in my vlogs to make me money, but I'm not gonna show up. I'll show up to the party because everyone else is doing it. But I'm the guy, dude. I'm the stooge for Halloween. That's me. I'm in the no fun club.
No, the Grinch.
I'll carve the shit out of your pumpkin, but the moment I see like heavy makeup coming in and people switching costumes throughout the night for the different parties, you know what I'm saying? Yo,
That's too much.
No. I know
much.
people who do this. They'll go from party to party to party and switch costumes each time
For
just
Instagram.
just to milk it for like. That's
Dan
tough.
Bilzerian's party was last year, and I went to his Halloween one, and I was with my girlfriend. So pointless. When you're in a relationship, Halloween parties kind of suck.
You guys sound like some Karens.
Yeah,
right now.
I know
Three of
what
you.
we
Shame,
sound
shame
like.
on you. I'm an
Me?
old man. Well,
I
I
barely
know
even
you.
said a word over
I know
here.
you defended it, but I mean, listen. If people want to, what I always say, different strokes for different folks. If you get your rocks off dressing as a toaster for one event, and ketchup and mustard with your significant other for the next one, by all means.
I like clever costumes. Like I was a kissing booth in 8th grade. That worked out very well.
I think Halloween came originally from the Day of the Dead.
Yeah, I was actually just about to look.
So
that
like
up.
it's funny how the Western culture is like, let's just dress like sluts. Like that's not the tradition of what it was supposed
That's
to
what they
be.
turn
at all.
Everything.
into.
Into, even Christmas, bro.
Christmas.
Yeah.
Everything.
They're like,
Everything's
oh,
slutty.
I got these thigh-high boots for church.
See, I fuck with Christmas. I love Christmas. Like
Christmas
I
is
don't know
dope.
what it's crazy how different holidays activate people differently. For some reason, I'll carve the jack-o'-lantern. That's fun for me. Dressing up, I have no interest. You know what? It might be because I could care less and always have care less about like fashion and what people are wearing. I care about people.
Yeah.
So like Christmas is a celebration of people and connection between you and your loved ones. Halloween, I'm not really. I don't love the vanity of maybe what takes place.
Well, it's a very important day. I mean, Halloween, to the point over on that side, I don't remember who said it, is based on the feast of the eve of the Western Christian feast of All Hallows Eve, and I think now, and it's the time in the liturgical year dedicated to remembering the dead. And in American Horror Story, The Murder House, there's a whole episode around it being the only day the dead can walk the streets. They can leave. They can
walk amongst the living.
They can walk amongst the living, and so that's what happens on Halloween every year.
Yeah.
The dead walk amongst the living. And
I've
Right,
I've yet
and
to
now
see
we're
Kong
now we're
running
kind of
around
like
there.
scared
or
of it.
Epstein or
That's sad.
anybody.
That's
Yeah,
sad.
it's
Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday.
It's good. It's a good gathering. Your family doesn't argue though at the table.
Dude, my parents argue when the first thing before they brush their teeth, they argue. Oh no. Yeah, but that's just the Middle Eastern roots in me.
Okay.
When I came out here and people weren't arguing, I was like, "What's wrong with these
What
people?"
do they argue? What do they argue about?
Bro, it's not. It's kind of like, you know how you grow up and you're like, it's not what you say, it's how you say it.
Yeah.
We say everything with anger. Like it's like, come on, pass me the bread, pass me bread, you idiot, right there. That's what you get for being on that
Sorry
side.
about that.
That's the same dad that said put it all on 7. That one.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
The
My-
Italian.
But
slightly
dude,
down.
they will love the shit out of each other. I can't say that anymore because times have changed. But like ethnic people are very aggressive and loud, but they kind of like they stick together. They run that shit until they're into the grave.
Right.
Christmas is a funny one because they just came out and said like, "Hey, you guys know that's not Jesus' birthday," and we're like, "Eh."
I mean,
Wait, really?
we knew that from day one.
No, we
Wait,
did not.
sorry.
Yeah,
what?
I did that from day one.
I'm just
Religion.
finding out right now. What
no,
do you mean?
it's not his birthday.
What's his birthday? What's his B-day?
Easter time, right? Like April something.
I got something darker. Actually,
Wait, hold on a
Santa and the
second.
whole
No,
thing
no, I don't-
is a
can you-
demonic thing.
Can we slow down with Santa being demonic? Slow the fuck down, George. Slow down. The three kings show up to the barn. God, I feel like I'm doing the Pokemon thing again. I know this story. The three kings, they show up to the pasture behind the hotel that was overbooked on Christmas Eve. Christmas and there's a baby with Mary.
Oh my God!
What
kings.
happened?
What you
Gold
think? You
frankincense.
mean the
Come
3
bring-
wise men?
No,
that
the
were
guys
sent by the
yeah,
king?
sorry, the 3 wise men that bring the gifts. Or
Yeah.
I thought it was we 3 kings.
No, because the king
Isn't that a
sent
song?
them, and the king wanted to kill
It is
Jesus.
a
Got it,
song.
got
There's
it.
a song that goes with the story. I'm pretty
Regardless,
sure.
tell me this, George.
Maybe.
What day would Jesus go to Chuck E. Cheese? What's his birthday, man? What are you saying to
I
me,
mean,
bro?
I've absolutely no. Did you just ask Jeff when Jesus was born?
Yeah.
Jesus was a Jewish carpenter.
Jesus was a Jew.
Well, I know, but I don't.
George, you're telling me it's not on the 25th, but you don't know what day it is on?
No, because technically,
What if
Jesus never was like,
what
"Yo,
if we
celebrate my
looked it up?
birthday."
What if we just like Googled it on one of our?
It's not. It's not
Whoa,
proven. It's not
that's
proven.
a crazy
You know what
thought.
I'm saying? We just like looked it up.
It's a hypothetical.
That's what I said. I thought it was like April 4th.
No, Easter is. Are you asking me what Easter was for?
Few have claimed knowledge when Jesus was born.
Few in the first 2 Christian centuries, although Christians celebrate on December 25th.
Right.
Is there a chance, like the food that you find in the fridge on the 4th go around, that Jesus wasn't born? In fact, he was just conjured.
Could be.
Just.
That's why we
Jesus.
celebrate multiple days. That's why you get a little food hangover. You wake
Yeah.
up, make a little turkey sandwich.
Fantastic.
I don't do that anymore.
No, I'm gonna go ahead and say that he was
It was
born from a virgin.
All right, what do you know?
the Son of God. All right, so
I mean,
We
it's
could
a funny
settle that
story.
later.
I mean, yeah.
there's no more impulsive moment than going from the things falling off the truck during Final Destination somehow to that's not really Jesus' birthday.
Which,
How
by the
fuck
way,
do we get here?
he paused me, but on the way back from the pizza catastrophe that I did.
Pizzagate?
No, please
Are
don't
you
pin that on
involved
me.
in Pizzagate?
No.
Well, you said it.
No.
You said it. Were
Whoa,
you
whoa.
at
Talk
Ping
about the
Pong
Portnoy?
Pizza?
I will bring you
Portnoy.
guys with me.
Portnoy.
Didn't you guys take that trip with me? See, this is getting dark. I'll bring everybody with me.
Cut your hair.
Okay. On the way back from the Impulsive show with Justin, I always drive from trucks 2 cars away. Some car that was next to the truck, the semi truck, didn't see the semi truck and just fully into the truck and it went boom.
Yeah, gotta check your blind spots.
And it was I had to slam on my brakes, almost died.
Tough to miss a semi.
It really is. You got to be legally blind.
Can I talk about the Pokemon stream real
You
quick?
are asking me if you can
please.
do something
Wait,
on
you
your
didn't
show.
go to that already? I thought that would be the first
we
thing.
should have, but I am so proud of what the community, Team Maverick, was able to accomplish. Just another round of applause for what was a world record-setting, internet rippling event that we didn't know it was going to be this big. I would have been happy with 50,000 people watching. And 250 to 300,000 people watching concurrent, watching a grown-ass man, 3 stadiums full of people, watching a grown-ass man open cardboard for 3 hours straight. Didn't dip below 250 type shit.
Crazy.
At this moment in time, the video, post-stream, has 7.4 million views, more than most of my vlogs. I don't know what it is, and I'm trying to wrap my head around how that's possible. Maybe it is because we drew the Charizard for the a German fella named Kevin Papaplate.
Dude, Pokemon means so much to so many people.
I had no
I still
idea.
remember the day that I beat Onyx in that first.
You do?
In the first.
You beat
dude, it was
Brock's Onyx?
It was the greatest moment of my life. I was in the swimming locker room, just
Yep.
probably chilling in my Speedo. Just fucking, I did it, dude.
Yeah.
So when you posted this stream, it like brought something back.
I had
you
no
guys
idea.
were a little hating on him before this. man.
No. A lot hating.
Mike
lot
broke
hating.
during the stream. He said, yo, I gotta say, like, bro, 300,000 people watching. After I drew the Charizard, I've never seen donations flow that fast in my
it's
life.
incredible.
Everyone donated $2.
Incredible.
We got it to like 72,000 by the end of the stream. Right now, we did reach our goal. We raised like $130,000 for the National Alliance on Mental Illness. And Mike broke. He said, yo, I know I've had my reserves, but I'm proud of you, man. And it is fascinating how Pokemon brings people together because it's so much deeper than Pokemon. We had people here they had a couple girls over and just eyes locked on what card was going to come next. And I get calls from people like, I don't know anything about Pokemon, but something about you pulling those cards for people and freaking out over the Charizard. The energy is so contagious and it's so fun and it's benefiting charity and there's so many people watching. And the event hit a magnitude I never thought was possible.
Well, think about it. First of all, I said on that stream, I want to clarify this, that it was the first time I was proud of you. That is not fucking true. I'm proud of you every day. You're an incredible fucking person. I've been proud of you so many times. But watching the potential for someone to get rich quick is exciting.
Yeah.
Whether you like Pokemon or not. If you did a live stream of Logan doing scratch offs that people paid $20 for, people would watch that. And I mean, I gotta say that whoever that was that did the color commentary with you as well was absolutely incredible.
Well,
Just
so we were vastly
hilarious.
underprepared. We didn't. You and I both thought you'd be there for 2 minutes,
2 minutes.
make a couple jokes, and leave. 3 hours later, you're calling Magmar a
It
fire
was so
chicken.
fun. It was so fun trying to. And by the way, Ben Shapiro once again got a ton of action in that live stream because Bill, one of the Pokemon trainers, resembled in no way, but to me resembled Ben Shapiro against a brick wall. And I said that so many times in the thing.
A lot of Poke fanatics and like true Poke fanatics said you did a great job of playing the straight guy,
Right.
the guy who didn't know about the thing
Right.
and would comment on it. So you captured and entertained the audience who has no idea what's happening, but people want to watch you call or say the item finder is used to find your cell phone when it should have been a $50,000 cart.
They called me the guy that made it possible for the layman's to watch. That's what they said. Yeah.
So
it was so fun.
And the audio, we didn't know it was going to be this big, and so the stream ended, and I'm like, oh my god, if this wasn't a case study for something that could be absolutely brilliant as I continue growing as an entrepreneur, businessman, entertainer, I don't know what is. So I got the bug. I got to do it again, right? I have to do it again.
That's what I was going to ask. Are these packs exist? Do more of them exist?
Needles in a haystack. Not to mention, are they extremely hard to find? If you do find them, the chances of someone being willing to sell are low. I fucked myself because everyone thinks the boxes, I sold the packs at $11,111 each. There's 36 of them. I made around $380,000. I spent $200,000 on the box. That's not including some of the sponsorships. We did donate $50K from Current to NAMI, but it was a very strategic, fun business play where we were able to do a good thing, make some money personally, and also put on a fantastic show. But I screw myself because everyone now thinks that the boxes can be sold at the premium that I sold the packs for. Does that make sense? The packs weren't. They're not $11,111 packs. They're maybe $6,000 to $8,000 packs, but the premium was the fact that I say your name on the thing. Again, the German kid, Papa Plate, Kevin Teller, who drew the Charizard, made a video out of it. It's going to get 2 million views. Every creator that was involved makes a video out of it. It's an experience, and that's what I was selling. Unfortunately, now that I'm on that hunt again, Apex Predator style, Doug, someone goes today, they go, yeah, I'll sell you my box, $425,000.
Yeah.
Politely suck my dick.
Problem is he's gonna get it.
No, he's
Whether
not.
it's
No, he's not.
maybe
No, he's not.
from you.
The market is no, he is not. The market is not there yet. Which is a problem because
If
a
he
lot
waits.
of the guidance that I was receiving during the stream were inflated prices. The market isn't there yet. PSA 9 first edition cards 3x'd in value since my video came out. They aren't there yet. People have this delusion of how much their first edition base cards are worth. Granted, they're still appreciating, but not at the level that everyone thinks now because
wait a
of the
second.
stream. And
This is
I
marketing
screw myself.
101.
No, because I'm negotiating against myself because everyone thinks they can sell me a $400,000 box. Bro, I will not buy that box.
I get it. And
Is this the first video that you had as a #1 trending for like a few years, correct?
We had one earlier this year. I don't know what it was, but yeah, it was. It's just cool. It's very cool to see people, YouTube, advertisement companies receptive to me again. Like I've made a slew of mistakes, and there was a time in my life after the first fight where I said I'm not asking to be forgiven. I'm asking to earn the chance to be forgiven. And after grinding and hustling and really changing who I was and the way I carried myself, especially publicly, I'm in a great spot, and I'm so happy that I have awesome people around me and people who were once turned off and irked by the sight of me now see me with a beard and go, there might be some wisdom in that beard. There might be some wisdom in this young man's life who was once a young man but is now turning out to be a fine young bearded human.
I think you're also on the forefront of innovating entertainment and impact, which is like the Mike Tyson fight, and like they're raising quite a bit of money for charity, right, with the fight. I think that's a really cool model that's happening right now, that you're at the forefront of helping to to navigate.
Optimize everything. 2 concepts that I'm obsessed with recently. Optimize everything. We optimized the shit out of that stream. From selling the packs at a premium, to putting on a fantastic show, to raising money for charity, to getting sponsorships to allow me to contribute raising money for charity while still making a profit. Everyone likes making money. Not all of us like working for free. Some of us do, but like this, it's part of the game.
Why did you look at me when you said that?
No, I don't know. It's part of the game you have to play. We were able to fly out a member of the Maverick Club. Fucking Vinny pulled one of the second best card. He was in the Maverick Club. He goes, yo, I bought a pack. I'm in the club. I go, we're flying you out. You're coming to my house. You're watching live. We flew him out here. He was on with us. He was awesome. We drew a fucking Blastoise. Yeah. And so, again, an optimization in allowing us to fulfill a goal, a desire, a want from one of the members of one of our most cherished verticals. Mm-hmm. And also leverage your life. Imagine if I went on this stream and 300,000 people were watching and we didn't donate money to anything. There's 300,000 people there eager to fix this broken, fucked up world that we live in. And if I'm at the helm saying, hey, look to the right, look to the right. You see that little browser? See that donate button? Draw Charizard, verbal agreement. Everyone donate $2. 30,000 people did it. Yeah. Insanity, leverage, everything.
Yeah.
I was able to sell the packs at a premium because of my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel allowed me to make a contribution to charity. I don't know where to go from there, but maybe because of the charity tied in with the rest of the programming allowed me to put on a brilliant show to entertain 300,000 people and now 7.5 million people. Just
magical.
Just really, really magical.
Yeah, I think it's a model a lot of people could learn from, including the people who lead us. Like, can we, instead of arguing with each other, could we attach more social causes? Could we like plant more trees? Could we, take care of people's mental health? Could we? There's so many things that we can do.
I can't imagine being in this 2020 and not having that at least on the
it's
always
wild.
on the burner. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's wild to me.
Yep.
There's a couple other things here. We could end it out. What do you think?
Up to you, man. You got anything else going on today? I mean, we just got George back with his curly flow. What were you doing? What were you actually doing today? Shooting a commercial.
Yeah.
Or some shit.
I was full of paint. By the way, don't douse yourself with paint. It takes at least an hour to get off.
Oh, really?
Oh my god, it was bad.
Really? Right. Well, I think it's all we got. I think it's a solid episode. Well,
I loved it.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. Spencer's back
permanently
for now.
No facts.
I had one.
What was the fact?
I could bring it up.
Time for facts with Spencer. You should do one.
I think so too.
Let me see if I have it.
Is it so funny? I'm always like, hey man, can we just go a little bit longer, please?
Yeah. I screenshotted it earlier.
You having kids?
Here we go.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Man.
Okay, so former Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid said the U.S. government has been hiding key details about UFOs for years. So he said why the federal government all these years has covered up, put brake pads on everything, stopped it. I think it's very, very bad for this country. So do you guys think it's bad for the country to cover up UFOs? Do you think we're going to have aliens visit us?
Well, what's gonna happen? UFO doesn't always mean aliens. It could be like other countries.
True. Yeah, correct.
True.
I mean, what's their claim is always that they're protecting the panic levels of the country. Like if the country were to find out that there were extraterrestrials or unidentified flying objects from other countries flying over our airspace, that would cause mass chaos, which in a lot of ways it could. And so I understand that, but there's been a lot. There's been a lot of stuff coming about this.
The Navy one is the weirdest one. You guys studied that one?
You talk about the Tic Tac?
Yeah,
the Tic Tac that dropped from 60,000 feet to 10 feet above sea level in 3 seconds.
Yep.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
No.
That one's weird.
No.
Yeah.
So
we'll get to the bottom of this.
What's happening?
Yeah. I will say the aliens did contact me.
Not today.
They did want me to be the liaison between humanity and extraterrestrial life.
That's good.
I did say yes.
I trust you.
Yeah, so I'll be.
If 30 years go by and you take your face off and you're like, dude, I've been an alien. On God, I'd be like, I knew it.
Yeah, I could totally see that.
I don't think I am. I'm just a messenger. I'm just the middleman. All right, guys. Thanks for watching Impulsive, the #1 podcast in the world. Spencer, good to have you back. Good to have you back.
Good to be back.
Georgie, you cut your hair. Thanks for watching, guys. Hit that subscribe button. See you next time. Bye.